Picture this. Taylor Swift, global superstar, is blindsided in 2025 when her name gets dragged into a Hollywood legal war she didn't start. Blake Lively's explosive sexual harassment claims against It Ends With Us director Justin Baldoni have spiraled into a $400 million lawsuit, and Swift, thanks to her friendship with Lively, is caught in the mess. With her dad, Scott Swift, stepping in to protect her from alleged threats to leak private texts, Swift's stuck navigating a betrayal that's torched her bond with Lively. This is the raw story of Swift's unwanted role in a high-stakes feud, her fight to stay clear, and the legal chaos unfolding. How the feud started. The trouble began during the filming of It Ends With Us, a 2025 adaptation of Colleen Hoover's novel. Blake Lively, starring as Lily Bloom and serving as co-producer, filed an 80-page complaint with the California Civil Rights Department in January 2025. She accused Justin Baldoni, the film's director and co-star, of sexual harassment, alleging inappropriate comments and boundary violations during intimate scenes that made her feel unsafe. Lively claimed that after she raised these issues, Baldoni and his production company retaliated with a smear campaign to tarnish her reputation. Baldoni, known for Jane the Virgin, denied the allegations. He fired back with a $400 million countersuit against Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and their publicity team, accusing them of defamation, extortion, and trying to seize control of the film. His legal team argued Lively leveraged her influence to reshape the project, casting him as the bad guy to justify her moves. A key piece of evidence was a text from Lively to Baldoni, where she bragged about her dragons, powerful allies including Swift, backing her up. Taylor Swift's link to It Ends With Us was minimal at first. She licensed her song My Tears Ricochet for the soundtrack in 2025, a decision that tied her name to the project without deeper involvement. But her decade-long friendship with Lively, built on mutual support and shared moments like Swift referencing Lively's kids in her music, made her a target. Baldoni's lawsuit claimed Lively used Swift's name as a dragon to intimidate him into accepting her script changes, implying Swift's influence was part of Lively's power play. Court documents alleged Swift attended a 2023 meeting at Lively's New York penthouse with Reynolds to discuss the film's direction. Baldoni called it a pressure tactic, arguing Swift's presence was meant to cow him. Swift's legal team rejected this, stating she never visited the set, had no role in production, and only watched the film after its release. Her involvement was strictly the soundtrack deal, and she was stunned to find herself named in the lawsuit. Swift felt Lively had misused their friendship, dragging her into a fight she wanted no part of. Baldoni's subpoena targets Swift. Taylor Swift's efforts to remain uninvolved in the escalating feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni were derailed when Baldoni's legal team took aggressive action. On May 9, 2025, they issued a subpoena targeting Swift, demanding access to communications between her legal counsel and Lively's team. Baldoni's attorneys argued that these records might reveal coordination between Swift and Lively to pressure or manipulate Baldoni during the film's troubled production. Swift's legal team immediately pushed back, labeling the subpoena as groundless and accusing Baldoni's camp of using Swift's celebrity status to generate media attention and deflect from the real legal disputes at hand. They maintained that Swift's private conversations had no bearing on either Lively's harassment claims or Baldoni's massive defamation countersuit. For Swift, the subpoena felt like a deep personal violation. Known for fiercely protecting her privacy, the prospect of her private messages becoming public court evidence was infuriating. According to insiders, Swift was furious with Lively for allowing their close friendship to become entangled in such a public and messy legal battle. Swift's lawyers filed motions to quash the subpoena, emphasizing her limited involvement in the film and the irrelevance of her communications to the central issues. The legal maneuver only intensified tensions between Swift and Lively, straining a friendship already under immense pressure. Scott Swift's game-changing move. The feud took a dramatic turn when Scott Swift, Taylor's father, entered the fray. According to court filings by Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman, Scott contacted Baldoni's team with a bombshell. Lively had allegedly threatened to leak private text messages between herself and Taylor unless Swift publicly supported her. Against Baldoni, the filings claimed Lively's lawyer, Michael Gottlieb, reached out to Swift's team, demanding a public statement backing Lively's harassment claims. The implied threat was that non-compliance would lead to the release of personal texts that could embarrass Swift. Scott's decision was driven by a fierce need to protect his daughter. He saw Taylor being dragged into a legal quagmire and acted decisively. In a deal with Baldoni's team, Scott shared this information in exchange for them dropping the subpoena against Taylor. On May 22, 2025, the subpoena was withdrawn, freeing Swift from the legal proceedings. Lively's team denied the coercion allegations, with Gottlieb calling them completely false and unsupported by evidence. Federal Judge Louis J. Lyman granted Lively's motion to strike Friedman's letter and affidavit, ruling the text message claims were irrelevant to the lawsuit's main focus. Swift's friendship with Lively falls apart. The ongoing legal battle has left Taylor Swift and Blake Lively's once close friendship in ruins. Swift, known for her loyalty to a tight circle of friends, reportedly felt blindsided by what she saw as Lively's betrayal. Sources close to Swift say she was devastated when Lively allegedly demanded Swift's public support in the lawsuit, and even more so when she was threatened with the release of private text messages. These messages, described as deeply personal, included intimate conversations about their families, careers, and emotional struggles. Swift saw the threat as a profound violation of trust and a manipulation of their friendship for legal leverage. Once close enough that Swift referenced Lively's children in her lyrics, the two haven't spoken since the feud reached the courtroom. Swift's hurt is reflected not just in her personal life, but in her professional choices. Her partner, NFL star Travis Kelce, has quietly distanced himself from Ryan Reynolds in industry settings, a move insiders say reflects Swift's pain and sense of betrayal. Adding to her frustration is her regret over the soundtrack deal for It Ends With Us. The inclusion of her haunting track, My Tears Ricochet, a song about betrayal, now feels like a painful reminder of her involvement in a project that's brought her nothing but grief. Though Lively reportedly hopes for eventual reconciliation, Swift's continued silence paints a grim picture. The wedge driven deeper by Scott Swift's intervention, removing his daughter from the legal line of fire, was seen by Lively as a deeply personal betrayal, further severing ties. As things stand, the friendship that once appeared unbreakable now seems permanently fractured, with both women retreating to their respective camps and focusing on moving forward without each other. The lawsuit's next steps. The highly publicized It Ends With Us legal battle is scheduled to go to trial in March 2026, with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni preparing for what's expected to be a heated and high-stakes courtroom showdown. Lively's lawsuit is built around serious harassment allegations, backed by witness accounts and claims of inappropriate behavior by Baldoni during production. In response, Baldoni has launched a staggering $400 million countersuit, accusing Lively of defamation, intentional sabotage, and manipulation behind the scenes. His legal team is prepared to present text messages, private communications, and testimonies that they believe expose Lively's alleged efforts to undermine the project and damage his reputation. The trial is set to examine a wide array of evidence, including production records, internal emails, and witness statements, as both sides work to present their version of events. Taylor Swift's removal from the case, made possible through her father Scott Swift's legal efforts, has simplified certain aspects of the proceedings. However, the previously raised coercion allegations still linger as a contentious issue for Lively's team. Swift, now entirely distanced from the legal drama, remains focused on preserving her privacy and career. Meanwhile, Lively remains resolute, casting her lawsuit as a fight for accountability in the workplace, while Baldoni is equally determined to prove his innocence. Swift's struggle in the spotlight. Taylor Swift never wanted to be part of this legal disaster, but her friendship with Lively and a single soundtrack choice made her a pawn in the feud. The alleged threat to leak her texts was the breaking point, pushing her to rely on her father's intervention to escape the lawsuit. Scott's actions saved her from court, but the price was a friendship she once cherished. As Lively and Baldoni head to trial, Swift's left picking up the pieces, her trust in Lively shattered, and her focus firmly on leaving this chaos behind. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.